Dear friend, I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom on this very special Shabbat where we're going to be blessing the new month of Shvat, a very important month in the Chabad calendar and really for our generation, as the Rebbe ascended to leadership on the 10th day of Shvat in 1951, where the transformation of the Jewish world, one that was quicker, that was more broad than any other one that we had for many years, and reached across the globe in quantity and quality that is so unique, connected to Messianic times as the forebearer to the coming of Mashiach very quickly in our days. This Shabbat we'll be reading the Torah portion of Va'era. And in Va'era, Pharaoh is being approached by Moshe and Aaron, demanding that he let the Jewish people go. And Pharaoh obviously did not want, so they started to bring the plagues. And this week's portion, we have 7 of the 10 plagues are in this week's portion. And no matter how hard the Egyptians were hit, Pharaoh remained stubborn and did not want to relent even 1 inch, 1 iota. But it's interesting, before the Torah tells us about Moshe and Aaron approaching Paro, it stops for a moment to give us the progeny. Who are Moshe and Aaron? And we begin back to Jacob. And Jacob had his sons, his oldest Reuven, Shimon, Levi. And Levi had a few sons. Who were they? And their children. And Moshe and Aaron were the great-grandchildren of Levi. And then the Torah goes back to business to tell us what Moshe and Aaron did. And the question our sages asked is, why now? Why tell us about who they were now? And the answer is, how did Moshe and Aaron merit to be the ones who were given this great opportunity to step up as God's personal messengers to Pharaoh, to the Jewish people, and to take them out of Egypt, fulfilling the promise that God made to Abraham? And we understand that their father Amram was also a leader in Egypt. And so was his father, Kahas and Levi. Moshe and Aaron came to this place because of where they came from, on top of their own merits. It's very interesting. Usually we wish the parents that they should have nachas from their children. They should have joy, pleasure from what their children will grow up to be. But oft at a Hasidic Farbrengen, we will wish that the children should have nachas from the parents. As parents, we all pray that our children not only succeed, but outdo us. But we should never for a moment forget that we play a big role in what our children will become. They are never stuck based on who we are and what we gave them or we didn't give them. But what we do for them plays a big role in pushing them forward. And we should never underestimate what that is. Don't just give your children the great opportunities. You have to be part of what is forming your child. There's a beautiful saying brought down in our Yom Yom that the Rebbe wrote for daily thought and inspiration. With the Rebbe Rashab, the 5th Lubavitch Rebbe, said that one has to think about the education of their children for a half hour each day. And it's the same obligation as putting on tefillin daily. Now, no Jewish man who takes Torah and God seriously questions the importance of putting on tefillin daily. But when it comes to thinking about education, we think we write a big check for tuition and we've covered ourselves. Now it's someone else's problem, but that's not true. Every day we have to think about our children's education because we have to behave differently if we want our children to be unique and special. So Moshe and Aaron didn't just pop up out of nowhere. There was a lot invested in them, from their parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, all the way back to Jacob. So let us be that special force that helps our children not only succeed in their personal lives, but become an important part of the story of the Jewish people, an important part of moving the world forward in a beautiful way. And when we do our part, and we do a little more than we should maybe, or we think we should, the impact is immeasurable. So lots of success in bringing up your children the most beautiful way. And if your children are already grown up, you can still have an impact on your grandchildren. Grandchildren are like children. We, as the parents, the grandparents, can still help steer our Jewish future in the right direction. Don't outsource it. It comes from us, most importantly. So I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom. God bless you. We love you all. Candlelighting time, Montreal, 4:25 p.m.